Okay, welcome back. I proceeded to read the last few chapters with my glasses on my head, so I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go put my contacts in, save us all a little bit of the trouble here. Um, that was bad, though, because I kept saying, wow, I'm having a real hard time seeing this. Maybe if you pulled the glasses down, it would be helpful. Yeah. All right, so when we left off, our brother Mateo was going to talk to his friend, but he had pointed out very quickly that all of the authors that were taken off of the Harlem Renaissance poetry unit were gay, or homosexuality was proven within their writing. And so he pointed it out to his sister. Why are we not, like, why are these people not in your rotation for reading for this curriculum? But so we're going to pick up on chapter 3. So here we go. On Monday, I had a plan. I was nervous about it. I had kind of thought before about joining our school's Gay Straight Alliance, the GSA, as everyone called it. I needed more extracurriculars for applying to college next year anyways, and the GSA probably wouldn't involve a ton of work or meetings. The GSA was new at Southside. I thought there had been some big deals about it last year, but I hadn't really paid attention to it. I mean, when I first heard about it, I didn't think it had anything to do with me. And these seniors, Cameron and Scott, who had been in charge of it or something, were kind of scary. Cameron rolled her eyes at me in the bathroom once because I was putting on lipstick. But now I thought I should check it out. Maybe I'd see Dominic there. I could see if he was okay. We used to be friends, kind of. Our families went to the same church. During confirmation a couple of years ago, our moms had carpooled sometimes, and we just ended up hanging out during the class, which could be pretty boring. We knew each other from school, and neither of us knew the other kids very well. But we didn't have any classes together this year, so I hadn't seen him much. And seeing Mateo always reminded me that I should do more extracurriculars and work harder in class. He, of course, had done everything in high school, from sports to theater, and he got good grades. I was less stellar. I get it, trust. I didn't want to worry about scholarships and stuff yet. But my mom started to drop little hints. Did I skip that? No. I had barely seen Mateo the rest of the weekend. He had been out with his friends or in his room talking or texting or something to that Casey girl. And I had a life, of course, too. So checking out the GSA was just my idea. I was kind of proud of it and nervous. New things, absolutely normal. I remembered posters about the GSA meetings. So all morning, I kept scanning the hallway walls. Nothing. Well, lots of other stuff, like the next dance, tryout for whatever, blah, blah, blah. So at lunch, I tried to ask my friends about the GSA casually. I think it was shut down, said Kim. Or didn't, start? Wasn't that guy, the cute senior, trying to start it or something? Is he gay? I thought he had a girlfriend. The others shrugged. I guess, like me, they hadn't paid much attention because it didn't seem like something for us. Well, we all like guys, not girls. So for the rest of lunch, we just talked about who were the cutest boys in our grade. I don't know if I really paid attention. I gotta be honest, I wasn't a nice person in high school. Yeah. All good. Chapter 4. Not that I went out of my way to be mean, but when you were dumb, I called you out. Chapter 4. It was a regular week. I couldn't remember all the writers Mateo said were gay, but I don't think Mrs. Weller mentioned any of them. But I liked some of the stuff we were reading. That's always a plus. My friends were trying to set me up with this guy, Jose. He and his family ate lunch with us sometimes, but he didn't seem too interested in me. I thought he was nice, but not much more than that. I had a boyfriend at the end of last year, but he graduated. It seemed stupid to try to keep dating while he was in college, and I had 2 years of high school still left. But I missed the attention and making out. We seriously kissed for hours straight, or it felt that way anyways. It was pretty awesome. Even though he was older than me, he never pressured me. That's always a plus. And we didn't really date long enough for a lot to happen, so I had some experience, but not enough to ever feel like I really knew what to do around guys or how to make one like me. Keisha and I were walking to health class on Thursday when we passed Jose at his locker. Keisha nudged me and called out, "Hi, Jose. What's up?" After we had passed him, Keisha smacked my arm. "Did you even smile at him? Girl, we can't do all the work for you, you know?" I shrugged. I don't think he's interested, and he's nice, but I broke off because June was approaching the classroom just as we were. My stomach flipped over, and I could feel my face get super hot. "Hey," she said, locking eyes with me because I was staring at her. As she walked past me through the door, I watched as she tossed her long hair out of the way to slide her bag off her shoulder as she sat down. I sighed. "Why are you blushing?" Keisha asked, interrupting my thought. She followed my gaze. "Is that why you're not interested in Jose?" she asked, her eyebrows raised. I blushed even harder and hurried to my desk. I wasn't even sure what she meant exactly. So I think what she's saying is she's confused too. She doesn't know where she is. That's all right too. Chapter 5. After school, everyone was going their separate ways to activities or jobs. A lot of times, Jenny gave me a ride home, but I could walk home too. I didn't want any of my friends with me today because I wanted to walk by the theater in Mr. Salzer's classroom and see if there was GSA posters there. Now that Mateo had told me Mr. Salzer was gay, I thought I remembered that he was the teacher advisor for GSA back when people were talking about it. There wasn't anything by the theater or the school office. I thought Salzer's classroom was on the first floor too, so I kept walking, peeking into classrooms as I passed. The custodian was following me down the hall, rolling a really loud trash can, and it was making me nervous. My hands were sweating. I could hear kids talking in a room up the hall. I tried to see, and as I walked by slowly, I saw Salzer right away. He was really cute, but he definitely looked gay. I wondered why I hadn't really noticed before. Imagine that. We all look like people. It didn't look like a meeting to me. I was so busy looking at them as I walked by that I hadn't looked at his door to see if he had a poster on it. I stopped to look at another poster like I was reading it, just in case the custodian was watching. Then I slowly turned around and walked back to past Salzer's room again. I heard one of the girls say, and then she all like, "Ew, that's so gay. He's so faggy." Salzer's response was too quiet for me to hear, but all the kids started laughing. I slowed down and fumbled around in my bag like I was looking for something. I came to a stop outside his classroom, trying to listen. I snuck a look up at the door. No GSA poster or anything. I glanced inside again. Salzer looked right at me and smiled. A girl came up to him and looked at me too. "Who's that?" she said. It was the girl who'd been talking earlier. I gave them a weak smile and a wave like, "Don't mind me," and hurried down the hall. I was just so nervous. That's okay. Chapter 6. Out in the parking lot, I breathed a sigh of relief to be out of that awkwardness, but then I immediately felt annoyed and stupid because I should have just asked him. But I wasn't totally sure he was the advisor. There should be some place you can look up all the extracurriculars and their advisors. I was walking fast now, feeling mad. But why did I care anyways? I should just sign up for the yearbook or something if I really want an extracurricular. A squeal of tires at the end of the parking lot made me look up. A guy was walking far ahead of me, and a car was driving next to him, swerving and braking hard. At first, I thought it was a guy just messing around with a friend or trying to talk to someone. Then I recognized the backpack was Dominic's. He was walking with his head down as a guy hung out the window yelling something at him. I held my breath as the car squealed again, as it turned hard away from him. Good, they were leaving. Then I saw they were just turning around to come back by him again. I thought for a second that they were going to drive up on the sidewalk and hit him or something crazy like that. Dominic jumped over onto the grass. They braked hard again, the whole car rocking. Everyone in the car was screaming something, and then all this trash came flying out the window. A bottle was going right towards Dominic's head. He ducked. I think I might have yelled, but you wouldn't have heard it because the car roared off then. I was too far to run and catch up with Dominic, especially with my school bag. "Dominic," I yelled. He didn't turn around, but I thought he heard me because he turned his head a little and hunched his shoulders. Maybe he thought I was another person trying to hurt him. Our houses were the same direction from school, so I jogged behind him, breathing hard. I lost some time at the busy street by school because I had to wait forever to cross, but then he disappeared into the neighborhood. When I got into the neighborhood myself, I couldn't see him ahead of me. The straightest way to his house was the street I was looking down, but he wasn't there. I kept glancing the other streets as I walked by, but I never saw him. I think he just needed his own time, just like she needed time to walk home to really think about all of this. Chapter 7. Then it was Saturday. I was sitting in church with my mom. I'm sorry, then it was Sunday. I had a moment there because I was like, I've never been to church on a Saturday, but I've definitely gone Sundays. Then it was Sunday. I was sitting in church with my mom, worrying about all my homework. Sundays suck like that. My dad didn't come to church often. It was weird because my mom had converted to Catholicism when they got married. He didn't ask her to or care about it. But sometimes it seems like she was trying to out Latino him to prove she wasn't really white. She spoke Spanish to us way more than he did, and wanted all of our teachers and friends to call us by our full names, pronounced exactly right. I also think my name Isabel sounds better in Spanish, so I just told most people to call me Bella instead. Izzy is a stupid name, so I hated it when people tried to call me that. My mother was kneeling and praying before the service. She was looking a little too devout. I wish I had Mateo there to roll my eyes at. I was flipping through the program thing they give you with all the songs and announcements. Since there weren't any guys I cared about at church, I was wearing the kind of dressy clothes my mom liked. Classy, she called them. Nothing that showed bra straps and nice shoes that matched my skirt. I drew the line at nylons though. While I was waiting for the service to start, I thought about how every class and even in my lunch period, there was a cute guy that I could keep an eye out for. Someone who made me care about how I looked just in case he saw me. Some of them didn't know I existed, like the seniors at lunch, like the senior at lunch who was on the soccer team and always polished his apple on the waistband of his boxer shorts. I started ticking through them all. English, Andre, math, David, history, Ricky, health. Maybe because there weren't any interesting guys in health. I spent so much time looking at June's profile and long, shiny hair. But I didn't like her the way I liked those guys, did I? The things my body did when I saw her, blushing, clammy hands, pounding her, it was how I felt with cute guys, too. Looking down at the parts in my mom's hair as she bowed her head, I flashed on a memory from a long time ago. I had asked her what a lesbian was. She explained, and then seeing something in my face, she said, but I don't know you're Oh, but I know you're not a lesbian, honey. How do you know? I asked. Good question, because I was like 8. In fairness, yeah, when you're 8, you're curious about the world. You don't know anything yet. I turned my thoughts away as the choir started the first song, and my mom pulled me to my feet. Yeah, we've had that happen before, too. You ever get one of those brain dusters that thump in the back of the head to pay attention in the front? Got a lot of those as a kid, too. So I'm going to stop here, and we'll pick back up at chapter 8. But what are you guys thinking? How do you feel about this? I remember the first time I read this book, I thought, well, the authors made it very clear that the main character is kind of trying to figure her own way out in the world. And so it's got to be confusing when you're still trying to figure yourself out to see other things happening and not really know how to process it. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments.